Hello and welcome to It's Only Electric. It's time to introduce a new concept called Brothers Comparing Cars. It's about comparing two similar cars, in this case, affordable small EVs. But for that, I need my brother. Welcome.
Hello, I'm the second brother, and let's start with a brief presentation of these two cars.
Let's do it. Let's start with this one, the freshly baked Volvo EX30 single motor long range version, rear wheel drive only.
And this is the BYD Dolphin, long range, single motor, front wheel drive, and is new released on the European market.
So now inside the EX30, driving it all together, and we're driving a specific test cycle, the one I always drive when I do my consumption and range test. So it is a 80 kilometers long trip. So we're gonna sit together, switch the driver during the halfway to be able to test it properly and to experience it
Together,
yeah. Easy. And now there is actually different speeds as always, from 50 all the way up to 110 kilometers per hour. Average speed 93 kilometers per hour. So let's see what the actual range will be at the end. And as always, I set the cabin temperature to, let's see, 20 degrees Celsius, as you see here. And there is no dry modes. The only thing I can do to drive eco is to set the AC to eco. That's the only thing I actually can affect when it comes to the consumption and the energy consumption and efficiency. Otherwise, everything else is up to the car itself and the software. So let's see how that works out. And this car has a WLTP range of 475 kilometers, and compared to the BYD Dolphin that only has 426, this one has more, of course. But there is a big difference.
50 kilometers, right?
Yeah, 50, 55, or 50 kilometers in the difference.
Yeah.
But that one rides on a BYD Blade battery pack,
Yeah.
LFP battery pack.
LFP, yeah.
Yeah, so
So you could just charge it 100% every time, right?
yes, so you can charge it to 100% compared to this one. Normally you charge this one to 80 or maximum 90% if you don't go for a long trip. So the actual difference is probably not that big.
No.
So you just did a calculation. What was the range on this one? 80% of 475?
It was 380 kilometers.
Okay, so 380 kilometers if you charge this one to 80%.
Yeah.
And 426 kilometers on the BYD Dolphin with 100% charge. So that's actually what we are comparing here.
Yeah. And you should actually charge like Blade batteries to 100% a couple of times, right?
Yeah, all the time actually.
All the time,
Because a Blade battery or a LFP battery actually likes to be fully charged all the time, compared to a NMC battery or a Turner battery as this one has. Because Turner batteries will break eventually or lose a lot of capacity if you charge it to 100% all the time.
It's something to keep in mind, because sometimes the quoted range is not real world range, because you don't charge it 100% every time.
No, you cannot utilize it all the time.
Exactly.
That's a big difference. Good to keep in mind. I don't know, maybe we can check the consumption currently.
Somehow.
I think that one.
Yeah, okay.
And
Car status, no?
status, I guess.
Probably. No?
Yeah, trip info.
Okay, trip info.
So we have traveled 15 kilometers. Average consumption until now 18.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. 18.7. I guess that will go downwards. Now I'm actually driving too slow. I need to speed up.
Yeah.
But what do you feel about the cabin? I mean,
It's actually really beautiful.
yeah,
It's a lot of plastic.
yeah, recycled plastics.
Yeah, but it looks good actually. It doesn't feel cheap.
Yeah, I kind of get the concept of the car. It's
Like a consistent design.
yeah,
I actually like it.
Scandinavian.
Looks good. Like pretty Spartan, but still a lot of small design elements. There's only one screen, not that much buttons.
No. The only buttons, the only physical buttons, is actually on the steering wheel and here at the mid console.
Yeah.
So the power window controllers are actually placed here. Also lock and unlock the doors. But that's all.
Yeah.
Everything else is on the screen. So the screen could have been a bit bigger, if you ask me. It's 12.3 inch. But I mean, everything is probably to be able to save costs, to cut the cost, to be able to prepare and present a as cheap, affordable car as possible to the market. This is currently one of the cheapest cars available.
On the European market?
On the European market, yeah. Not in China or Asia in general, but on the European market. I mean, the starting price of this one is 429,000 Swedish crowns, or 37,000 euros in Germany, for instance. So that's the entry-level price. But then you get a smaller battery pack, also LFP battery pack, by the way. No heat pump.
No heat pump.
No heat pump, yeah. So this one has heat pump. And this is the Ultra trim with the big battery pack. And it comes with a heat pump, premium sound system, panoramic glass roof.
Yeah.
I think the seats, at least the leatherette is not present on that one.
No, probably not.
No. And you lose like things like the powered liftgate, for instance.
Yeah.
But it's not directly comparable, not this version. Both are the long-range versions,
and still there is like these two cars.
Yep.
MG4. Is there another one?
Yeah, MG4, EX30, BYD Dolphin, maybe the Zeekr X, but that's probably a bit more expensive.
Yeah, like the starting price is more expensive, but you get more.
It's
stuff.
it's more of a
loaded.
premium. Yeah,
it's more standard equipment, I would say.
Yeah, but I really like that car. I've not driven it, but it's built on the exact same platform. This is built on GLD's premium electric platform called SEA.
Yeah.
So it comes with a lot of bells and whistles and seems to be very scalable and flexible. So a lot of cars from GLD seems to be utilizing the same premium platform from now on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We also have the Dacia Spring, but it's not here in Sweden.
No, but that one has like a range of 200 kilometers maybe.
Yeah, and it looks like a metal can.
Yeah. It has a clear purpose, of course, but it's probably not for long travels.
No, not at all.
Because these two cars, I mean, still gives you plenty of range compared to what you pay for it.
Yeah.
You can do long trips.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 hours drive is easy.
Yeah, should work. And I mean, the charging on this one, 150 kilowatts, I think, is the peak DC charging.
It's pretty decent.
Yeah, pretty decent, given that the battery size, the gross capacity is 69 kilowatt hours and the net capacity is 64.
So actually pretty good then, even.
Yeah, so you will probably manage to charge it 10 to 80% within 30 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah. Pretty typical.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
That's decent these days.
Okay.
The Ultra trim actually comes with a 22 kilowatt hours of three-phase support for home charging. So that's really quick. I mean, probably unnecessary, at least here in Sweden, because there's not a lot of households that has that kind of capacity in their at their home.
No, but you have like public charging stations?
Yeah, if you have Type 2 stations, yeah.
And how big was the battery?
64 net.
So like 3 hours?
Yeah,
full
so
battery?
yeah, so we probably
So if you
be
go
able
to
to
a shopping mall, park for 3 hours, you go from like 5% to 100% in 3 hours. It's actually pretty doable.
Yeah, it is. But you don't get that on the entry level.
Yeah,
I think the entry level is called Core. Yeah. And now you hear that beeping sound. This is, as always, the annoying European new regulation. It's really annoying, and Volvo is good at safety systems, and I know they always prioritize those. So it's a bit more bugging than in other cars.
Yeah.
The good thing, though, there is a very nice way of deactivating it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first way is to press the car icon here. And there is actually a shortcut called speed limit warning. So now that is turned off. So that's easy, 2 clicks. And the other way is actually utilizing the shortcut on the steering wheel here to the left. So we can actually bind this to a custom function. And in this case, I have bound it to that function. So if I press this one, as you see, it activates and deactivates the speed limit warnings. So you can actually, with one button on the steering wheel, turn off that annoyance.
Because it's activated every time you start the car, right?
Yes, so every time you restart the car, you will get these annoying warnings.
But even the screen one was pretty efficient, like 2 clicks.
Yeah, because when I first found that one, I was really surprised, positively surprised, because this is kind of a quick control screen. Very easy, accessible for the driver and for the passenger. But still a very good way of turning it off. A lot better than other cars. And with this add-on, it's one of the easiest ways I have experienced ever for turning it off. So very soon hitting, or just hitting the halfway. Average consumption until now, 16.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And it's time for us to switch. Yes. Let's see if you need to adjust the seats.
Preferably not, but...
Oh, you sit a bit further away. You didn't close the door.
Again?
No, it's a bit hard to close.
Okay, now.
No.
I don't have the muscles for it.
No, probably not. You need to exercise more.
It feels good.
Yeah. Drive.
Let's drive.
And this is actually the first time I sit here in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Plenty of room.
Do you have your steering wheel this high?
Yeah, and I have lowered it. It was even higher earlier. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because, yeah, the steering wheel, by the way, even if this is the Ultra trim and has a fairly high price tag, it doesn't come with a powered steering wheel. I mean, you cannot adjust it.
Okay, it's manual.
It's a manual adjustment on it. I mean, I guess that's fine, but for that price point, I would have wished for a powered steering wheel.
Feels pretty good, actually, right away. Yeah,
it's a nice driving experience. Now the steering wheel is set to stiff, so this is actually the stiffest mode. You can set it between 3 different modes: comfort, normal, and stiff. I think it's called.
I was just gonna say it's really light, but
yeah, it's still light. So I always drive it down on stiff because it's a bit too comfy.
I would call this light.
Yeah, it's still light. I need to double check that. Settings, driving, firm. It's called, not stiff. Soft, medium, firm.
Yeah.
So it is on the firmest mode, and this is one of the few settings you actually can adjust on the car. There is no dry modes like sport mode, comfort mode, eco mode, etc.
Sure.
There is only one mode. You just jump in and drive. So it's very easy to use. It's very user friendly. But we can switch it to soft. Which one do you prefer?
Firm.
Yeah, because soft is really... It's fairly direct, so it feels like it's wobbling a bit on soft.
Both. It's not, like in the middle, it's not that direct.
No, it's just like kind of...
Nothing happens.
No. But I feel that something happens. Like,
maybe for you, yeah.
Of course. Maybe you don't do that. So now set to firm again. And there is one other setting you can actually use regarding driving dynamics, and it's called one-pedal driving. So one-pedal driving is active, and I always tend to drive cars on one-pedal driving, but it is a rear-wheel drive car, so only one motor at the end, so limited amount of rear cooperation.
Yeah, of course.
Some kind of simulated or brakes added one-pedal driving, at least at low speeds.
Yeah. Like there's not that many cars that's good at one-pedal driving.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Tesla's.
Tesla has one of the best one-pedal drivings available.
Easily.
And BMW manages to do it fairly well, I think. And but not all. I mean, the Volkswagen Group doesn't seem to like the concepts of one-pedal driving because the MEB platform doesn't seem to utilize it at all. And that's, I don't get the point with that, because I think it's really important, and it's so much easier to drive a car that actually has proper one-pedal driving. That's one of the base concepts with electric cars.
At least when you get used to it.
Yeah, but I think everyone should get used to it.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's really unnecessary to like avoid it. I think the best thing is to jump into the car.
Let's drive.
Yeah, and get used to the concepts of an EV. You need to accept that this is a different kind of technology and drivetrain. it doesn't work the same way. You shouldn't use functions like roll functionality.
No, like an
simulate a automatic combustion engine. Just waste of time. What do you think about the steering wheel?
It looks nice.
Yeah.
It's flat bottom and top. It's really thin.
Yeah, it's thin. It's I call it a spaghetti steering wheel.
Yeah.
It looks really nice, but it is a bit too spaghetti.
I have a little bit hard like with the pedal.
Yeah.
It's
the accelerator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's hard to adjust exact. Like the precision is not that good actually.
So you need to adjust your right foot.
Yeah. So let's try right pedal driving.
One pedal driving. Let's see what happens. It did.
It's not that aggressive.
No. I actually tend to let go of the accelerator, especially in dense traffic. I'm used to drive cars with one pedal driving, and I'm used to have it a bit more aggressive, so it actually comes to a stop without braking. So let's just check the consumption. Currently we have 76 kilometers driven, 17.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer as an average. That's a bit higher than I expected actually, and it's 5 degrees outside, totally dry road, so this is a good test. I mean, it will be hard to crank out more range than this, but we'll calculate and see how this ends up. What do you think about the power and accelerations, etc.?
How many horsepower was it?
272 horsepower and 340 newton meters of torque.
And it's enough actually for the size of a car.
Yeah, you have a twin motor on top of this.
Yeah.
So this one does 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds.
And really good and skeptical to be real.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's possible to achieve those acceleration figures actually.
Maybe in the summer, good conditions.
Yeah, with summer tires, dry roads, good conditions, maybe okay, possible to achieve.
Would be fun with more, but then you have the.
But then you can go for a twin engine. Yeah.
Twin engine, yeah.
Do
they actually call it twin engine?
Twin motor.
Twin motor.
Yeah,
okay.
Twin motor, not engine. But twin motor. Engine is something else. That's something we don't talk about anymore. Only motors. But that one does 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds, and has like the same rear motor as this one. You should exit here.
Okay.
And a smaller motor at the front, delivering 155 or 156 horsepower. So combined, a powerful car.
Yeah. So have you tried the sound system?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a special implementation here. So Volvo has actually, in the premium, the Ultra package, gone for a kind of a soundbar. Not kind of a soundbar, it is exactly a soundbar at the front on top of the dashboard, most further to the windscreen, and pair that with a subwoofer at the back, exactly as the home cinema systems.
Now the region is.
No, you crash.
Crash.
Take it easy.
It's impossible.
Yeah, so you will really end up rear-ending the cars at the front. So there is no proper one-pedal driving, even if the menus say that. It is really not.
You can't rely on it at least.
No, it's a bit unpredictable.
So back to the sound system. So it's a soundbar.
Yeah.
With a subwoofer.
Yes.
In the back.
Yeah. So I can show you. You can actually change the sound focus. So now it's placed on all. So it's the center stage here. You can also focus it on the driver, but also to the rear row. And that's pretty exciting. The soundbar will actually redirect the sound over your head if you don't have a too long head, because then it will still hit you in the forehead.
Right here, right?
No, straight then right. So it kind of simulates and redirects the sound waves to pass over you to the backseat. So as you hear, this is just a theoretical thing, and it doesn't work that good.
No.
But I mean, the whole concept of the car is to be front seat focused.
Yeah.
Feels like the rear seat is just a bonus if you have small kids or passengers traveling a limited amount of distances. XC40, or it's named EX40 now.
EX40 now
EX40.
instead of XC40 Recharge.
Yeah,
Same name.
And the other one called XC.
No, EC.
EC, yeah, EC.
So E is for electric.
Yeah, E for electric and C for coupe.
Yeah.
In this case, so EC is the coupe version of the EX30. Those two cars is a lot bigger. Even when you look at it, they look the same from the outside. But when you come close to it, you see the size difference. This is actually 17 centimeters shorter than the EX40. And you really may experience the difference when you, especially in the back seat and in the boot. You have a lot less boot capacity, but also a lot smaller back seat. Especially the legroom is a huge difference. Because the wheelbase is also 5 centimeters shorter on this one. And I almost crashed into
I needed the brakes again.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we just got a big stone chip into the windshield. So it seems to be that will probably crack. Sorry, Volvo. Not that's things that happens.
Not all.
We're keeping good distance to the cars at the front, but still, I think it looks like a concept car. In a good way, because you feel the Volvo DNA. What do you think about the exterior?
Oh, I agree completely. I really like the looks.
Yeah.
Both inside and outside.
Yeah.
Good proportions, good design. As you say, it looks a little bit concepty.
Yeah.
In a good way. The proportions outside is really good. Rims compared to the size, the stance.
Yeah, 19-inch rims, standard in this case.
Yeah, but it looks good.
Yeah, fits the
it
car
fits
well.
The car, it fits the car.
Like, feels like it's a good mix between sportiness and sophistication into the exterior design.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look that small from the outside.
No, it doesn't.
They have like, in some way, hidden the smallness of the car with the design. It looks a bit bigger. Normally you want to show it the opposite way.
Yep.
You want to make bigger cars look smaller, because smaller cars looks better most often. But this one, I don't know, it looks a bit bigger, but in a good way. You're flooring it?
No, almost. Small, aggressive.
Can you try to floor it here?
Nothing happened. No, but it's pretty good actually.
Picks up good.
Picks up good.
And you feel that it really pushes you forward.
It feels a lot better because it feels like pushing you instead of dragging you.
Yeah.
And you always have more grip.
Always better to be pushed than dragged.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just talk about the elephant in the room, and that's a lot of people are commenting on that. It only has one screen, a central media screen combined with an instrument cluster at the top. So, what's your experience? How do you feel? Is it enough?
Okay, I'm biased.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty used to Tesla Model Y.
Yeah. And that has a big central display.
Big central display. But this one is smaller, and this is like vertical instead of horizontal.
Yeah.
It suits the car well. It's clean.
Yeah, it gives a really nice and tidy dashboard.
It does, and I think it's enough.
Yeah.
I think the size is enough. I know you don't think so, but like 12 inches.
12.3, yeah.
12.3.
So
I think it's good enough. It's easy to use. It's really like snappy.
no, it's responsive and
It's
good.
responsive and good.
Running on Android Automotive.
Yeah, and
So plenty of functions.
Yeah, and it feels like an iPad or an Android tablet. It's fast. It's good. Easy to use.
Yeah, and you have the Play Store applications like YouTube, Google Maps integrated.
Really good.
Yeah, so you really don't need things like Android Auto from your phone, because you only use the screen and Android Automotive, and you have all the same capabilities and functions.
I'm not looking at the speed every minute.
No.
I'm on long drives and putting it in highway assist or
autopilot.
Some autopilot, some speed assist.
Yeah.
So I don't have to look at the speed every second or every minute.
So you say that you get enough of information on top here, the instrument cluster part. Yeah.
Like it's at least in many cars, like the second screen is just confusing.
Yeah.
You have buttons for that screen, you have buttons for that screens.
Yeah. And you're also Generation Z, so for you this is
not really, but
yeah, but this is normal for you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Do you like those on the steering wheel?
Not really.
No.
I would prefer the real buttons.
Yeah. So a bit hard to navigate, or
they're actually pretty easy.
they're big and and tidy. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty logical also.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of the better touch or haptic buttons.
Yeah, on the market.
Yeah, it is.
And a good-looking steering wheel.
Yeah, it's pretty thin.
Yeah, spaghetti.
And light.
Yeah.
Flat bottom, flat top.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
Feels okay.
Feels okay. It's not the sportiest one.
It's heated, by the way. The seats are also heated. So we're gonna drive the BYD now.
Yeah.
the same route, compare the consumptions, and then talk about that car too. And after that, we can summarize. And,
of course.
Maybe you can pick your favorite. Now inside the BYD Dolphin, inspired by the sea. And you will see that by looking at the interior. A lot of things are happening here. I mean, there's a lot of blue things, so I guess kind of a simulation of sitting in the sea, like a mermaid or something like that. But there is a lot of waves, wavy shapes, round shapes, even like prints into the hard plastics. So this is one of the cars in BYD's C series. The bigger car, the biggest sibling to this one called Seal, BYD Seal. There is something called the BYD Seagull. It's even smaller, not available in Europe currently. This is the smallest car from BYD available on the Swedish or European market in general. A couple of millimeters, like 5 or 6 millimeters longer than the EX30. So almost 4.3 meters in total length. Here at the front, it feels, I mean, approximately the same in size. What do you think?
Yeah, approximately the same.
Yeah,
completely different design, but for the size, I would say it's
decently sized.
Yeah, decent size. Yes.
This one is hurting my knee a bit.
Yeah.
Every time I enter the car, I actually hit this one with my knee. And this is the control panel, so I will try not to break it, because most further to the left you have the drive mode selector. So if you hit your knee too hard, you'll probably break it and end up not possible to drive your car. Not sure.
It's gonna be hard,
but can happen. So doing a range test again, same cycle, same conditions currently, 5 degrees outside. We always set everything to the same settings, so AC is set to auto, also set to eco to save some energy, and the drive mode is also set to eco. The thing is, we're running the AC on 20 degrees and it's freezing cold here.
Yeah.
So 20 degrees here in this car is apparently not the same kind of 20 degrees that we had in the EX30.
No.
So it's unbearable. I think the nipples will fall off soon. So we need to raise the temperature a bit. I think 21 or 22.
Yeah.
We can start with 22 maybe and see if that's enough.
It's not even close to the 20 in the car.
No, so 22 is probably hopefully good.
Yeah.
So it will be exciting to see how the consumption on this car compares to the EX30. And if you see the cars from the outside standing next to each other, they look very similarly sized. Even the height is not, there is not that big of a difference.
No.
The EX30 doesn't look like a SUV next to this one.
No.
It's a bit higher. The ground clearance is a bit higher on the EX30. And you have 2 screens, one small instrument cluster, and one bigger 13-inch screen. Extremely small text on this one, on the instrument cluster.
Yeah, some is impossible to read.
Yes, I would say if you are over 50, you will not be able to read everything on the screen if you don't wear glasses, because it's really small.
There's actually a lot of information also.
A lot of information. There is not, you will not suffer for too less information. It's almost too much information on the screen. Yes, and now we have this really popular beeping. Also the EU regulations, as we always talk about, very important aspect. In this case, extremely hard to turn off, extremely hard. So big difference compared to the Volvo. Can you try to turn off? See if you can find it.
The chimes.
See how long it can take.
Could it be here? No. Active safety?
I don't know. Maybe drive assist.
I think it was, right?
So fiddling around in the menus. You have spent like 20 seconds already.
Lane support, system, traffic sign recognition, high beam assist.
Child presence detection.
Drive attention warning. No.
No, I think, can it be that traffic sign recognition? Can you look at that one?
Traffic sign.
Yeah, and there you have intelligence speed limit information.
Okay.
That's the one.
So it's an under menu. You know, you don't
Yeah.
even see it's an under menu. Okay, you have the arrow.
Yeah, so you need to press the arrow and then turn it off that way.
And this one is every time also when you start the car.
Yes, every time,
Nice.
all the time. Every time you get into the car, you need to fiddle around in the menus. So you really need to do that before you start driving. Otherwise, you will end up crashing.
Yeah.
And I have been looking for a shortcut or an easy way to do it, but without any result, unfortunately. So that's sad. Maybe, or hopefully, BYD will bring a shortcut for it later. Because I mean, this system is also built upon Android Automotive.
Yeah.
Even if BYD doesn't say it to you, there is a lot of hints. You always get this little icon, Android bot, for instance, when there is not recognizable applications, you can download apps. The Spotify app is actually amazing.
Yeah.
Works really good. It comes with a hidden feature, actually. Now it's horizontal.
Yeah.
If you press that one there, you can actually flip it to a vertical mode. Maybe we are covering the camera now, I'm not sure. But,
Almost.
so you can switch it. I don't know why you should want to drive it that way.
This is actually a game changer.
It's yeah, you almost got me there. It's a real game changer. But I mean, it's a party trick because I can do it here from the screen too, or from the steering wheel. There is a shortcut for it on the steering wheel.
And that's even more important to have a shortcut for it.
Yeah, because I mean,
because you're changing it like 10 times a day.
Yeah, and you can also voice control it. Let's try it. Rotate the screen.
And it worked.
Yeah, and that's one cool thing is that the voice assistant system actually works pretty good. It understands most of the things I say. For instance, opening the windows, rotating the screen, raising or lowering the volume, pausing the music. So it does a lot of things, and there is, as you see here, a lot of information about the shortcuts like vehicle control, Bluetooth controls, media player, system operations. So we have been driving for almost 30 kilometers. It's time to check the consumption. Can you help me do that? Because I don't see that on the screen here.
Yeah, okay. So let's try.
Yeah.
The system settings, it has new energy.
Yeah, sounds like it. Not old energy, new energy.
Good. Recycled maybe.
Yeah, and here you have some kind of that was the regen braking, standard or high. You have two different modes when it comes to regen. You can actually switch that. Is it from here? Yeah, can you switch that one?
Yeah,
standard high. And the strange thing is that I don't feel any difference at all.
No.
It feels the same. Consumption, yeah.
UF.
Yeah, so average. I think we need to go to the consumption graph.
Okay.
The consumption information is not that sophisticated.
No.
Just good to know. You have two tripometers, trip A and trip B, but they only present the traveled distance and only in the instrument cluster. You can't find the same tripometers on the main screen. So you only have the consumption graph that shows the last 100 kilometers. And since we had just reset it, it starts from 0, and currently average consumption is 16.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. It is lower.
Yeah, it's lower.
So it's at least 1 kilowatt hour lower at this place than the EX30.
Yeah.
Not as powerful motor.
No.
So
what did you say? 150 kilowatts?
150 kilowatts. What was the horsepower?
204.
204. Yeah. So yeah, and 310 newton meters of torque, front wheel drive.
Yes.
So everything is packed in front of the car. So just hitting the halfway, passing 40 kilometers. Average consumption until now 15.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer.
Yeah.
That's actually impressive. I mean, it is a small car.
A lot better than the Volvo.
Yeah, lower than the Volvo. The Volvo averaged like 17 in this place, 17.2 or something. So it's lower, and I mean, you have shorter range.
In theory?
In theory, yeah, because you have the blade battery here, so you charge it to 100% every time. So you can utilize the...
You have the full range every day.
I I like the comfort in this car.
It's actually really like relaxing.
Yeah, it's relaxing and it's fairly silent. I think it feels like it's on par with the EX30.
Yeah.
But this is in general a cheaper car.
My time to shine.
Let's see about that.
Go, go, go. Whoopa. Run, run, run.
I'm a bit quicker than you.
Yeah. Your longer legs. That's why.
That's the only reason. It's still a bit cold though. I mean, we're running it on the AC on 22 degrees, and it's still colder than 20 degrees in the Volvo. I'm still a bit freezing.
Yeah, same. Actually, heavier steering right away.
Yeah, a bit heavier steering.
But you cannot change it, right?
No, it's fixed.
It's fixed. A little bit heavier.
Yeah.
Actually, a little bit more direct, I think.
Is it a bit more direct and precise, maybe?
Like in the middle, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
It's actually really comfortable.
Yeah, you like the seats?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Volvo is pretty famous for their seats,
Yeah.
and they were good.
Yeah, and this one doesn't feel that much worse.
No, it doesn't.
Seats in the Volvo is a bit more good looking, maybe.
A lot.
With the Swedish flag on the side.
Swedish flag and not
Yeah.
all the different colors.
Yeah. This one is only blue. Just blue everywhere.
Yeah. Blue and black and chromey blue.
But I like the air vents on this one.
Yeah.
It's like a satisfying sound. I can do this all day. Clicking,
A little bit annoying for the driver, maybe. But
maybe.
And here we have not one pedal driving again.
No one pedal driving. You have the drive modes, so you have a couple of different drive modes. Eco, Comfort, and Sport, I think it is.
It's front wheel drive, so it's
Yeah.
not the same push. It's a pull instead.
Yeah, so 204 horsepower. Should be able to do 0 to 100, was it 7 seconds?
7 seconds, I
Yeah,
think.
so 7 seconds flat. I mean, that's in combustion engine language a good time. But this is a budget car when it comes to full electric cars.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a bit too expensive.
Yeah.
This one is the full spec version with the big battery pack. Price 429,000 Swedish crowns, 37,000 euros, around that ballpark. You can get cheaper versions, but still only the big battery pack here in Europe.
Yeah.
In China, you can get this one with a small battery pack, and they don't even have the big battery pack yet. I think they're releasing this spec with the big pack in China now. So this is more or less introduced for the European market because people seem to tend to be and want bigger battery packs. But I think both the small and the big one will be LFP batteries, so you can utilize the whole range every time. And gross capacity is 64 kilowatt hours of this one,
Yeah.
and net capacity 60.4, I think it is.
60.4.
Yeah, and 426 kilometers of WLTP range. So let's see about that and see what we end up with in this case. But it's promising for the moment, 15.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer.
So it seems more efficient, right?
Yeah, it's more efficient, despite being front-wheel drive. I mean, this is also BYD's new electric platform. I think it's called E-Platform 3.0 or something. It shares the same platform as the BYD Seal, one of BYD's best cars currently on the market available. That's a contender to the Tesla Model 3. Efficient, good-looking, decent-sized car.
Yeah.
What do you think about steering wheel?
It's decent.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as good as the Volvo.
You like the logo here in the middle?
No.
No? Inspired by the sea?
I don't like if I want to see the sea, I can go and see the sea.
Okay. But you're sitting inside the sea now.
Yeah. So no, I would prefer something more subtle.
Yeah.
Uh,
But you have a lot of functions actually on the steering wheel?
it doesn't disturb me at least.
No.
Even the BYD is better than Build Your Dreams.
Yeah, but they are actually getting rid of that statement.
Yeah. I heard
So
it.
Build Your Dreams is kind of disappearing. They are only going to use the letters
Okay.
instead. And I think that's clever. It doesn't really
it's a good choice.
suit the European market. So there is a big difference when it comes to usability. So
2 screens.
2 screens, yeah.
It's like a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, it takes a bit more to learn.
Yeah, like steering wheel buttons. More, it's like, okay, the region is not as strong.
No, there is no one pedal driving.
I think this is even less than the Volvo, right?
Yeah, I think
the
so.
Region.
Yeah, I think so.
So if I press the mode button here, it's changing something there.
Yeah, so that one is swapping source
Okay.
for the audio, the media source.
So I press the button that's in front of my screen here.
Yeah.
It's changing something on the big screen. But if I change the mode button here, that's not a regular button. Even you need to like put it down and put it up.
Yeah.
And then it's changing my drive mode that's displayed here. It's a little bit like,
so that's mode here is drive mode. Mode on that side is source, actually. It
Yeah.
should be called source. So there is some, let's say, like mistranslations, and let's say it like this: it takes time to get used to.
Yep.
Same
does.
thing goes for starting the car, for instance.
Yeah.
You always need to press the start
physical
button. And one of the most annoying things I have experienced since I have been driving the car for a couple of days now, and that's I always tend to forget to turn off the car.
Yeah.
So I like play music from Spotify, park the car, put it into park, jump out.
Yeah.
But I leave the car, it continues playing music, even if I like lock the doors.
Okay, that's pretty.
So the ignition is still on. So it starts beeping and starts telling me to turn off ignition, power it off. So I always need to go back to the car, open the door, stretch my arm in, and actually press the physical button to turn it off. So that's a bit unnecessary. I think it was the exact same issue on the BYD Han. And I really don't get the point with that.
No.
Because you will probably end up draining your battery. Yeah, you get used to it, but I mean, it's
press the button.
a couple of unnecessary steps. I think the developers, the manufacturers need to do the usability and need to think about that. Use the new technology. You don't need to have all the steps anymore. You can make it a lot easier. So the 204 horsepower is sufficient for you?
It is.
Yeah.
Like it's not fun. It's not like a dual motor fun car to drive.
No, it's not that inspiring to drive with that.
But it's not sluggish. It's not slow.
No?
It's still like
Still responsive.
responsive, instant.
Yeah.
Pretty decent accelerator. I only use like 2 centimeters of it.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
No?
It's like I'm using it a lot less.
So you're just touching it.
Yeah, I'm like using like 2-3 centimeters. A lot less than the Volvo, I think.
Yeah, so you need to floor it more in the Volvo.
Yeah.
This one is more granular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually had some issues with the accelerator in the Volvo. It tends to be a bit sluggish or in lower speeds. When you just touch the accelerator from standstill and just want to slowly drive or creep, then it like doesn't hold a constant speed. It just stops and goes, and maybe that is a software issue that's not fixed yet. Because the cars is still kind of a pre-production edition.
Yeah. But I felt that also, but I don't have the same problem with this one.
This one is more precise.
More precise, but still I'm using less pedal.
Yeah.
So have you tried the sound system?
Yeah. It's crap. It's really bad compared to the soundbar in the Volvo. But keep in mind that the soundbar in the Volvo is the extra equipped one. So it's more expensive. Maybe not right to compare with this one. But the soundbar is a lot better than the sound system in this one. This has a traditional sound system with speakers placed around the car. Yeah. But I mean, for this car class, it's probably all fine.
Yeah. And the comfort in this one, like the suspension seems a little bit softer, right?
Yeah, more soft
generally.
Yeah, more body roll than the EX30.
And the EX30 is a little bit sportier, with both with the suspension and the motor in the back, like 80 horsepower extra.
Yeah,
you can feel it. So it's more sporty, a little bit more fun at least.
More tuned towards sportiness than comfort in the Volvo. And this is the opposite.
Yeah.
A bit more comfort, also smaller wheel size, so 17 inches instead of 19. Of course, also makes a difference.
The back seats on this car is a lot better.
It's a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah,
so
good
like
seats too.
For adults.
Yeah. So the seating position, the size, the leg room you have is actually really good on this car. Another thing that's cool is that for this price you also get a panoramic glass roof.
That's big. Also.
It's big, yeah,
It's
and a cool thing is that you actually have a curtain, a sun curtain, sunshade, that's included and built into the panoramic glass roof. When you lock the car, it closes it, so it protects the car from direct sunlight. To one of the last questions.
Yes.
What do you think about the exterior design? I mean, we have been talking about the interior design and layout. Best looking car?
No.
No?
It isn't.
No?
Like the back.
The rear end looks
The rear
good.
end is
Yeah.
it's decent. It's good. There's nothing wrong. The side is also decent.
Yeah, from the side profile looks
Side
good.
profile, yeah. Nothing wrong. Okay, the rims are smaller and everything, but
Best looking rims ever with the color combination.
I know it isn't.
They
but
should have gone for like black rims or something more
probably something
settled.
Yeah. And then we have the elephant in the room,
Now, what's that?
or maybe as you should call it, the baboon in the room.
The baboon face.
The baboon face.
Yeah, yeah,
The front.
yeah. So,
It's not my favorite, at least.
no, you don't like baboon-faced cars.
It's actually front is actually ugly.
Yeah,
If you ask me.
I agree. And it's for real reminds me of a baboon.
Yeah,
It looks
you
like
said it.
you look. I mean, look at it straight from the front. It has like the headlights is sitting like too much into the middle of the car, and they are like baboony.
Somehow.
Somehow it reminds me of a baboon face. Maybe it looks better in another color combination.
Probably.
Because when I've seen it on pictures, for instance, in one color, white or something, more straightforward, it looks a bit better.
I think the two-tone that's continuing from the roof all the way onto the bonnet
Yeah.
ruins it a lot.
Yeah, the bonnet part really
Yeah.
destroys the
The
design.
bonnet. And the interior, as we said, it's a lot of plastic.
Yeah, but I mean that's probably what we should expect in this price point. You still have G-Charger, you have the autopilot. We haven't talked about that, but the driver assist system is really working. I would say I'm really impressed for such a car. Works really fine. Holds you very steady in the lane, keeps the speed, does not wobble between the two lines. Works really good. Reminds you of holding the steering wheel. Easy to activate, easy to deactivate and adjust. We are finally back. Driven both cars now, both of us. Let's share our experience about them both. And let's start with the consumption information. The EX30, the final consumption ended up at 17.2 kilowatt hours as an average per 100 kilometers. That equals to a full range of the full battery pack, 100%, 372 kilometers.
Yeah.
That's 79%.
78 to 79.
Yeah, of the stated WLTP range of 475 kilometers. If you reduce that to 80% of the battery pack, which is the normal charge level, you will end up with a practical range of 300 kilometers. Let's jump over to the Baboon. Average consumption, 16.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer. With a smaller battery pack, that equals 370 kilometers. That's a lot closer to the stated WLTP range of 426.
Yeah, it's like the same almost.
Yeah, so you end up with the same range for 100% of the battery pack, which means that if you only charge this to 80% and that to 100, which is normal, you will end up having 70 kilometers of extra range,
In the BYD.
usable range in the BYD. And that's a cheaper car.
Yeah.
So if you want more everyday range, practical range, the Blade battery in that one wins.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is actually.
That's interesting.
I don't think many people think about the difference between different battery chemistries.
No.
It's really important, especially like the LFP. They should have a lot more life cycles.
Yeah,
like charging
more life cycles. So the battery pack should be holding up longer.
Yeah, a lot longer.
Yeah, a lot longer. So this one is actually also possible to get with the LFP battery, not a BYD Blade battery, but LFP battery. So if I ask you to choose one of the cars, but also I want you to tell me why you choose it.
For me, the Volvo is a lot more premium.
Yeah.
outside, inside, interior is a lot better.
It's a more premium brand in general.
It is.
But also, they seem to be able to accomplish that mission.
Yeah. It looks a lot better both inside and outside.
More Scandinavian.
Yes, like comfort-wise, they're pretty much the same, just different. Like this is more, the Volvo is more sporty.
Yeah, the suspension tend to be a bit more harsh, a bit more sporty. Yeah,
stiff. Like I would probably choose the Dolphin because it's a lot cheaper if you get like the base model.
Yeah.
Still the big battery, still the same range.
Yeah.
If you take this 589,000, then you can go and take a BYD Seal.
Yeah, for that price point.
With dual motors, like 500 horsepower.
A lot bigger car.
A lot bigger.
Yeah.
Longer range, bigger battery.
Or a Tesla Model 3.
Or a Tesla Model 3.
Almost a Model Y.
Almost a Model Y, yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you start adding equipment to this one, raising the trim levels, it will get expensive instead of affordable.
And you cannot sit. I cannot sit in the back seat.
No, too cramped back seat.
Like I would save the money and go for a Dolphin.
Yeah. So if you compare the entry level of this one with the full spec that one, you will get the same price point, exactly the same price.
Okay.
Which one would you go for?
Then it's harder.
It's hard.
Then maybe the Volvo.
Then the Volvo. Okay.
Yeah, because the full spec is too expensive.
If you go for the core version, the standard trim levels, you will go for the Volvo.
Probably.
Over the Dolphin.
Yeah.
But if you need to spec it, you think it gets too expensive.
Then I would choose completely another car.
Okay. But I'm not really a fan of the frontal design of that car, as I have stated several times. When it all cooks down to the price, it's a pretty attractive package, given the technology you get. I mean, you get the Blade battery pack, decent range. It seems to be an efficient car.
Yeah.
It's actually surprisingly comfortable to ride in.
Yeah,
but when it comes to styling, I would
there's no
all day, every day choose this one. There's no competition.
No.
This one looks so much better. It's the Volvo DNA is so great compared to the Dolphin. So I will sacrifice the extra range for some exterior looks.
And also pay more, a lot more.
But I will probably not go for the full trim on this one. Maybe go for the mid trim, because there's a big price difference. Yeah. We have been working all day recording this video, and I hope you enjoyed this new concept called Brothers Comparing Cars. First time here on It's Only Electric. Hope you enjoyed it. And as I always say, please subscribe, engage, and like. Very important to keep us going, to help us evolving and creating more videos like this. So as we always say, stay electric. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon.